How an English boy like you
Yeah.
enjoy the Argentine polo season?
I can't remember much of Christmas as a kid, but I do remember, the just sheer excitement and pleasure, and that's the closest thing I can relate it to. Christmas when you're 4 years old, when you just think, Santa's real, and you're getting the concepts. That's what it feels like here, like Christmas every day.
And what is polo for you?
I think obviously it's been a very short polo career for me so far, but I mean it's completely taken over my life, um, which I find happens a lot, or which I hear happens a lot. Uh, I mean it's a passion, lifestyle, and it's actually given me a lot of purpose as well. Moving from an office job to trying to fit the job around the polo rather than my life around my job.
Do you remember your first contact with a horse?
Uh, the most prolific one is like we just spoke of in Costa Rica, on this wild horse that ran, and I enjoyed it a lot. To be honest with you, I wasn't aware of the danger that I was in, so it was just pure excitement.
And then you decide to, hey, I want to play polo.
My brother started having lessons a year before and was saying, Henry, go on, you'll really enjoy this. And I didn't listen to him until I had that experience on the horse on the beach. And from then on, I was like, okay, I'll give it a crack. And, just day by day, I fell in love more and more.
Let's talk about the Argentine polo season. Your career is not normal because you won a tournament in Palermo really at the beginnings of your season in Argentina. So,
Yeah.
how was that experience?
You know what? Looking at the time, I didn't appreciate it as much as I do now, because I'm only just now, after my third year in Argentina, realizing how special it is and how prestigious, even playing in and participating in a tournament or a game in Palermo is. So I think looking back, incredible. At the time, I think I was just pleased to be in one piece. And well, yeah, I think just pleased to be in one piece, and to hold a trophy with my cousin in another country was an incredible experience.
What difference you find between the Argentine polo season and the UK polo season?
Honestly, I find that the attitude is, well, in some situations is quite different. For the Argentine people that I come across, it is their life all year round, and I find it incredibly inspiring, and I understand why. But I find that the attitude and the passion is quite infectious, and people play for improvement and for the sport and for the horses, rather than for pride. Um, I yeah, I think I'm just biased towards the Argentine season because of the polo itself. It's maybe the style, maybe the weather. I'm not too sure, but it's I don't know. For me, it's incomparable.
For a guy from England like you, is it's really hard or difficult to begin to play polo in England, or it was easy?
I think that was made a lot easier by my cousin. He runs a grassroots club near Stansted Airport, and the atmosphere there is incredible. I started there just having some lessons. I then started working in the riding school incognito just to get out of the office. And there, if you're riding well, everyone tells you you're riding well. If you hit the ball well, everyone's cheering you. Afterwards, there's food, there's drinks, you can hang out. I think because of my experience there, that's what led me on to, places like Guards and Cowdrey. Had I had started at Guards and Cowdrey, it might have had a different experience. But having people that I knew and having all that support from all of the members, really encouraged me.
And what do you think that the English polo needs to grow more,
Hmm,
if it's possible?
if it's possible, I don't. It's difficult for me to say, and whether I'm the right person to answer these questions, I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel that maybe the publicity is perhaps a bit lacking. I think appreciation for the sport is also a bit lacking. it's difficult to say. You know, I'm biased because I've now played and I love it. Prior to me playing, it was difficult for me to appreciate how incredibly, you know, skilled you have to be to play the sport at all levels. You know, so I think, you know, publicity and maybe the filming and things like that, you know, more work could go into that, and maybe more social media presence. You know, it's a difficult task because unless you're in the horse world, I find that it's quite kind of closed off.
From Bel Polo, you are trying to do something like this, making videos. We have the reels on the Instagram account, and you think that this is good to other teams to copy.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's you know, because I'm playing with my cousins, with other teammates. You know, the work that's going into the horses from, you know, my cousin, from Sebi. It's it's really not for my benefit, but actually, you know, all the guys that we play with, you know, I don't want to say to help them, but to kind of display, you know, what we're doing as a team, you know, and you know, obviously year by year as the handicaps change, the teams change, and I think it's good for some of the players. You know, I've got good friendships with quite a few of the players that, you know, if they move on with other teams, it's good for them to be seen, and you know, and that's building up the profile of the players. I think is really good.
And also, it's really good to have the remembers of each tournament,
Yeah,
and not only from the polo players, also all the team that works for Bel Polo, isn't it?
100%. I think it's remarkable the amount of effort that goes in from, you know, from the grooms, the pilots, the players, you know, there's so many variables and aspects, even down to the field, cutting the grass. You know, there's so much that goes into playing what in England is most commonly 4 or 5 chuckers, or here 6 chuckers. It's incredible. So I think appreciation for from the ground up needs to be shown.
Let's talk about your short career,
Yeah.
but you not only learn to play polo, you also learn how the grooms work, how the horses is necessary to work with day to be ready. So all the things that you learn about polo.
Oh, it's difficult to say because I'm still only a baby in the sport, and I don't think I'll ever, you know, I believe it's, you know, there's a thing that the ground's always changing and you're always learning new things. But from the beginning, all I saw was horses on a field, people running around. Ah, that's not difficult. But even tacking up the horse, getting a horse in the field, which I learned from the beginning, can be quite tricky. What I mean, I only know a small amount, but I have learnt that, you know, having respect for the animals and respect for the grooms is essential, really. Um, what do you want me to say? I don't know. I'm not sure.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, you know, and to be honest, I'm trying to shape things so I can spend more time learning from the ground up, you know, how to prepare the horses, you know, if there's issues, you know, how the vets work, you know, obviously learning to school the horses properly. I'm still learning to ride. You know, there's always room for improvement, and I just have a thirst for knowledge at the minute, and I think it's going to stay with me until the time I can't ride.
What can you say about Sebastian Merlos and Cria El Guri?
I mean, he's been with me and my cousin since that maybe since day 2. You know, I had that short experience at Silverlee's Polo Club, um, who were the ones that, you know, planted the seed for me. But certainly from this first season in Argentina, Sebastian is I could tell right from day one he likes things to be done well. He puts a tremendous amount of effort in himself, and I respect him hugely for that. You know, and he's put such a huge amount of effort into me, not only into the riding, into how the horses are prepared. You know, the horses himself that he's provided us. We've been competitive in every tournament we've played. We're predominantly mounted by El Guri, so it just shows his breed. I mean, the effort he's put into me personally is incredible. You know, like I can't claim I've put a lot of effort in, but I've had a lot of help, predominantly from him. And, I mean, the proof's in the pudding, as they say in England. We've played a lot of tournaments. We've won a lot of tournaments. We've been competitive in a lot of tournaments. He's been with us for a lot of those, or Santos has. And I think as players and as horsemen, we've all, both myself and my cousin have, grown quite a lot from being around him. But I think his effort and his passion is incredible.
Why Bel Polo? What is Bel Polo?
It's amalgamation of my cousin's name is Edward Bannereve, and BE Bannereve, and Lunn, Henry Lunn. So we just put BEL. It kind of, we were trying to come up with some ideas, and it rang the bell. It rang the bell. So we thought, okay, we'll stick with that one.
And it's easy to say.
Yeah, of course. It's short, it's easy. People that don't like us are very good at coming up with nicknames for it. So yeah, no, it fits perfectly.
Let's think in the future. Maybe we will make another interview 3 or 4 years later, I hope.
Yeah.
So what do you dream with Bel Polo?
Oh, God, I'm very good at dreaming. But I think as a personal goal, I would love to be able to play the camera. I think having a minimum handicap of 4 goals, it's not something, I'm playing as a patron. To be able to get to 4 goals, it's something that's only achieved with work, not just with money. And, playing the Queen's Cup and the Gold Cup with my cousin, alongside my cousin is the dream, Big dreams. I think, the Gold Cup and Queen's Cup is a possibility, but, the camera for me is the ultimate goal.
Well, you are working for that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm working hard, just trying to keep my body in one piece to see if it's possible.
What do you think about this sport, that you can share this lifestyle about polo with your brother, with your family, your cousins also?
I mean, you may or may not know, I had like 10 years of working in office from the age of 16 to 26. In a lot of people say that's a short career. It felt like a long time because I was working 14-hour days, and no breakfast or lunch break. So for me, just being outside, socializing around people, exercising, being around animals, being able to travel. I mean, I'm very fortunate to be able to do it, hands down. But it's, it complements the Argentine culture, I find, as well, because you like to be outside, and I think it's healthy. It's just incredible. It's incredible. It's something that I'd love to share with my friends, my family, and I think a lot of the world would really benefit from having a slice of that.
Talking about the Argentina polo season, which one you prefer? The autumn polo season or the spring?
It's very, I don't know. Spring is lovely because it's relaxed. We're all running around, we're having some fun. But the last 2 years, in the first big season, it was my first time here. It was quite intimidating. We were trying horses from lots of different places. The second time, the same. But now I feel, we're a bit more set up. We have a routine. We've got good relationships with Sebi and some other guys. Now I don't really have much of a preference. I think small season, big season. I'm a big fan of Argentina, so I'll take it all year round. I don't mind.
Outside of polo, what do you like from Argentina?
I just think it's the endless landscape. I think the culture is amazing. How people, are running around outside. I don't know. There's something infectious about the culture. I feel very free here. It's something, working in a city, you don't feel like, I love, being outside, with the animals. And I feel like in England, it's too strict. You can't do anything without getting told off or in trouble. Whereas here, you're free, you're outside, you can jump on a horse, you can jump on a bike, you can jump on a cow if you want to. you know, it's all good fun.
What can you say to a guy, maybe they are watching the video, an English guy that wants to begin to play polo?
Go in 2 feet first, you know, 100%. If you have the ability to ride as much as you can, try and find a good circle of people around you that you can trust just to help you through it. Yeah, don't half do it, I would say. I mean, I think the more you put in, the more you get out. So definitely put in as much as you can. And, you know, I think, yeah, I would just go for it. Just go for it. And, you know, if you got nothing to lose, you got nothing to lose.
So to end, if you think all the people who helped to you in the past to begin to play polo,
Yeah.
give me some names or people who helped you.
Of course, my cousin Edward, Alec, he was there at the beginning. You know, I would start with the people at Silverleys, the guy Chris Milton, who was the first coach that I had. Really nice guy, fantastic coach. Phil Seller, he also helped me a lot. Yeah, Edward, Alec, my brother, for pushing me to do
Of
it.
course.
The guy who put me on a horse in Costa Rica that was actually at the beginning. My cousin's father for actually getting into it in the first place, and of course when I'm coming here, Sebastian.
Of
You know,
course.
I think they've been the main group, and you know, been playing with Tommy Seven a lot. He's an amazing guy, amazing teammate. Same with Santos Merlos. Yeah, I think I've been very fortunate with the people that I've been working with.
And the last one, and I think that is difficult because have a lot of information. But what is polo for you?
Oh, right here, right now, it's just my purpose in life. I don't know, you know, my work landscape has been transforming quite a lot over the last 4 or 5 years, and I think now, you know, I've fallen in love with the horses. To be honest, you know, the last 2 years it's been 100% polo, and now I'm working towards changing it 50% about the horses, 50% about the playing. You know, so I think it's the passion and drive to understand how these animals work that's really polo for me now.
Thank you very much for receiving us.
No worries. Thank you.